I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network, and this is a breaking news alert. Judge Aileen of the Southern District of Florida just denied the Department of Justice request for a motion for partial stay on her September 5th order, and Judge Aileen has just appointed the special master. The special master is the Honorable Raymond J. Deary, Senior United States District Judge for the Eastern District of New York. This was someone who Trump submitted as someone who Trump wanted to be the special master. The judge rejecting the Department of Justice as two eminently qualified picks. We'll talk more about Judge Deary in this video as well. But the judge denied the Department of Justice motion for partial stay of her September 5th order, and her September 5th order granted Donald Trump's request for a special master, and Judge Cannon went a step further and granted an injunction stopping the Department of Justice from using or utilizing records that they obtained in connection with the valid search warrant executed at Mar-a-Lago on August 8th in connection with their criminal investigation. In other words, she told the Department of Justice, these documents, which belong to the executive branch, you, Department of Justice, can't use them now in your criminal investigation until the special master is done with his work. You can't question witnesses. You can't charge Donald Trump based on what's in those documents. You're stopped from using those documents until the special master goes through his process. The Department of Justice filed a motion for partial stay and said, Judge, we're filing a notice of appeal to the Court of Appeals because you're wrong, but that can take some time. But for now, we are seeking this motion for partial stay simply and surgically as it relates to the 100 classified records we obtained during our search at Mar-a-Lago, because there could be no claim whatsoever. You can't even fathom the claim that these 100 classified documents belong to Donald Trump. And hey, Donald Trump, are you going to claim that these records are yours, these 100 classified records? So Donald Trump filed the opposition to the motion for partial stay, and he didn't say those classified records are mine. He simply said, I may have declassified those records. I may not have, but I may have declassified those records. And then he said they may be personal property, to which the Department of Justice pointed out, wait, you're claiming that classified records are your personal property? And if you're claiming classified records are your personal property, then how in the world are you claiming executive privilege over those documents? Because personal documents by their nature can't be documents of the executive. So no matter what your argument is, we should get these records. But let's just make the argument very simple, Judge. You can't steal top secret documents and claim that they're yours. And he hasn't made a showing. He didn't file an affidavit that said it was his. Nonetheless, Judge Cannon did not care at all here, and she denied the government's motion for a partial stay. In essence, saying, Judge Cannon was saying, I'm not going to believe what the Department of Justice is saying. I'm going to have a special master, this Judge Deary, who's not a member of the executive branch, make the determinations over separation of powers issues of documents that are classified. The executive branch is the classifying authority. And here is what Judge Cannon said in her order. She goes, the first premise underlying the Department of Justice motion that all of the approximately 100 documents isolated by the government and papers physically attached to them are classified government records, and that plaintiff, Trump, could not possibly have a possessory interest in any of them. This court does not find it appropriate, I'm quoting it, the court does not find it appropriate to accept the government's conclusion on these important and disputed issues. They're not disputed. Donald Trump did not dispute the issues. He said they may have been declassified. There's no declaration from him saying he declassified it. The executive branch is the classifying authority. The judge goes on to say, in her order, in many respects, the government's position thus presupposes the content, designation, and associated interest in materials under its control. Yet, as the parties' competing filings reveal, there are disputes as to the proper designation of the seized materials, with serious legal implications. I mean, again, There is no dispute. Donald Trump has not put forward a single piece of evidence that he declassified these records, that these records are personal records, and simply saying they may or may not be is not putting forward any actual and cognizable evidence. And then the Judge Cannon goes on to say that the government has failed to show any emergency or any irreparable harm. She goes, there's been no actual suggestion by the government of any identifiable emergency or imminent disclosure of classified information arising from plaintiffs' allegedly unlawful retention of the seized property. Instead, and unfortunately, the unwarranted disclosures that float in the background have been leaked to the media after the underlying seizure. So here, Judge Cannon is leaning in to Trump's argument about leaks. This is about the leaks of the media, not him stealing top secret, sensitive, compartmented information. And judge, the leaks to the media, Donald Trump and his team have been the ones every single day going on the media and saying lie after lie after lie. They're the ones who've been utilizing the media. And the judge says, again, there's been no showing by the government of an identifiable emergency of imminent disclosure. That's literally what the government put forward in their motion for partial stay, explaining that if we're not able to do our own investigation regarding top secret, sensitive, compartmented information, the national security of our country is on the line because these are top secret, sensitive, compartmented information, the highest level of sensitive information. How is that not making a showing of a national emergency or the very fact that the Department of Justice needs to engage in its criminal investigation? And then you go forward and basically in her order, she then talks about, she says, but don't worry, my motion for partial stay isn't going to prevent you, government, from doing your investigation. You could do your investigation. You just can't charge Donald Trump with any crimes yet that relate to those documents. And you just can't use those documents in any grand jury proceedings. By the way, she's not the judge in any way involved in those grand jury proceedings. You just can't use those documents in front of a grand jury, and you can't speak to witnesses about those documents. I mean, that right there is something completely unprecedented that I've never seen in any order before. And let me just go and try to find this one section here in the order. Again, the order is just coming out, where it says in the irreparable harm, the court is not persuaded that the government will suffer irreparable injury without the requested stay. With respect to the temporary enjoyment on criminal investigation use, the government's argument is that such use is inextricably intertwined with its security assessment. And then she goes on to say, let me go on. The government's submission, read collectively, do not firmly maintain that the described processes are inextricably intertwined and instead rely on hypothetical scenarios and generalized explanations. Hypothetical scenarios, we're talking about top secret, sensitive, compartmented information. And then she goes on to say, third, as noted above, to the extent that the security assessments truly are in fact inextricable from the criminal investigation, the court makes clear that the September 5 order does not enjoin the government from taking actions necessary for the security assessment. But as the government explained, the FBI is part of the intelligence community. You can't separate an intelligence community assessment from the fact that the government is, and that the FBI is the one who is involved in that. And then she goes on to say, finally, don't worry, just you can't use these documents. This is a process that we don't know how long it's going to take. It could take a few, it could take a short period of time. It could take a long period of time, but government, don't worry about the national security interest. I'm focused here on what Donald Trump had to say. I mean, again, I'm reading this order right now as it's coming in, but that's the basic assessment. But at the end of the day, the judge, Aileen Cannon, has appointed the special master. She's denied the Department of Justice's motion for partial stay. And here's the one piece I said I'd get back to this at the end. With respect to Judge Deary, who's been assigned, he still is, as mentioned, a sitting judge. And he's sitting on senior status. And the Department of Justice pointed this out. And so the one piece here that still isn't clear is if a sitting judge in another jurisdiction is able to even serve as a special master and take private employment here. We will find that out and see, but certainly the Department of Justice is going to appeal this, absolutely going to appeal this, and I wouldn't be surprised if the appeal happens this evening or first thing in the morning, but horrible ruling from a horrible, corrupt judge. There's no other way of saying it, who's bent over backwards for Donald Trump, focused on the fact that she believes Donald Trump has been harmed by the leaks, not the nation, not the national security. And this is what happens when Donald Trump has despicable ability to appoint despicable judges like Judge Aileen Cannon. The lawlessness. It's horrible. Horrible ruling. Not unexpected, but horrible ruling. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hey, hit the subscribe button right now. Hit the subscribe button right now. And you could also join us at our new Patreon website if you want to support independent media like this. Patreon.com/MeidasTouch, Patreon.com/MeidasTouch, Patreon.com/MeidasTouch.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs. It wasn't rigged, you're just a loser. At store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.